Hello, friends. Welcome back to Old Reader, New Reader. I have friends here. It's very exciting. Tonight I'm joined by Kristan, who you've definitely seen all the time because she can't get rid of me, and her husband. For the meantime, unless you die a horrible death and then I become a platonic.
Yikes!
Wow. I don't know why I said horrible death. I should have said just any.
That sounded a little like almost incriminating.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I hope that
also, I feel like you'll regret it if it does, though, because then I'm going to call you and be like, you kept saying it.
I know!
You willed it into existence.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Welcome, Reid. Glad to have you here.
Thanks. Is it good? Is it good to have me?
I don't know what mood I'm in right now. I'm just saying things out loud.
That's fair. Goodness. I don't know. I think I feel welcome. I'll accept it.
You were very welcome. When Kristan said you want to join, I was really excited.
Oh, well, that's good. And it wasn't just so you can learn more about me to eventually murder me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
can you guys hear me okay? Because apparently my mic has no lights on.
Oh,
yeah,
I hear you.
I hear you.
Why does it have no lights on?
James, can you hear us?
I guess I'm fine.
James is here.
James, do you hear me?
What is picking up my sound right now? Okay, this is fine.
Wait, can you mute it for a second?
I don't know how.
Like at the bottom,
The
like
lights
on the
aren't on.
screen.
Like the bottom on the monitor on StreamYard. Okay. So
Anyways,
there's this weird chirping. Do you hear the chirping?
I'm hearing the chirping.
No.
Yeah. It's like
Guys,
just like that.
Sorry. Oh no. Can you guys talk about the book real quick while I fix it?
Yeah, sure. We'll just, you know what? We can talk about this entire book while you fix it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Right.
Let's just ice her out.
So it's Dissolving Classroom.
What's it about?
Junji Ito. So it's gross. If you see this cover,
It's so gross. It's so good though.
these people are melting. It's about this brother and this sister, and they're both really creepy, but mostly the sister's the most creepy. I say they're
Yes.
both creepy, but
They're both creepy. But
Yeah.
like, did you find did you find that you kind of like felt for the brother a little bit? Because you're like, is he like that bad?
So we're done with the book. we
finished it. We discussed the book. That's it.
I was
Whole
still
story.
listening.
Okay.
I'd
Oh.
unplugged my mic. Is
Well,
that
I
okay?
don't hear. I
No
don't hear
chirping.
All right,
gone.
so we're good. I don't know
Yeah.
what magical mic it was picked up because I don't have a mic plugged in
I
outside.
love
of
that
Shazam.
movie.
All right, sorry, we can continue. Kristan.
I was just saying it's gross. It's about this brother
Yeah.
and the sister. The sister's really creepy. You heard me. Anyway, this is, I will say, this is the the only Ito book that's paperback in my collection now.
Yeah, well, and
Not
there's an
for
upgraded.
long.
There's a collector's version of that coming out.
So that's what I was gonna say. It's
Yeah.
coming out. I'm definitely gonna have to upgrade, even though, y'all, it's nasty.
It's so gross.
It's so gross, but it's not no longer human gross. Okay, let's just keep that real.
Honestly, like, I'm just gonna say it. Didn't think it was that gross.
No, you didn't.
I mean, it was gross, but like not that gross.
Okay, but you got done and you were like, gross. That's literally that's what I said.
Yeah, I've read. I mean, maybe this just says more about me. I've read so much grosser stuff than that.
I guess that's fair.
Like, truthfully, I've read a lot grosser things. There was 0 wieners, and
No.
like honestly, like that.
You got Maddie with that one.
I mean, truthfully, like, is that not like that's usually how I would dedicate like a book? I'm like, all right, this book is gross. How many? What's
So
the
a scale of 0 to 5 wieners. There's no
Well,
wieners.
what's the PPP? What's the penis per page? And to be honest, there was 0 PPP.
Yeah.
No PPP.
Well, hey, that's the good news about Ito. I've never seen him draw a penis, even in No Longer Human, where there's a lot of
Honestly,
unfortunate things happening.
It would break the internet if Junji Ito would draw a penis. Also, gonna tell you now, never gonna say his name right. Never gonna say it the same more than once.
So, Dissolving Classroom.
This is what you get.
Scotty G, hello. Long time no see. So, Dissolving Classroom, I guess like a breakdown besides like brother and sister and they're crazy and gross. For people at home, in case they're curious about it, and then we'll get back into goofs. We have this high school student whose name I've already forgotten. Yuma. He apologizes all the time, like all the time, constantly apologize. I can relate, but not nearly as much as that. And he has this little sister who's been possessed. She's done with you. I feel like she's gonna come into the room and smack you in your head.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she's about to do. The second I saw the mute go up, I was like, it's done.
You're done. Divorce.
Yeah.
So
you're getting what you wanted.
His younger sister, from what we can assume after their parents died, is possessed by the devil or has demonic powers. And Yuma himself worships the devil, but in a weird way. So he apologizes to people a lot. And when he apologizes to them, it melts their brain. And if he dates you and he compliments you all the time, because he's actually complimenting the devil and not you, you get real ego.
Yeah.
And then the little sister likes to eat brains.
Lick.
As you do.
Yeah, she's all about licking that tasty brain juice.
Yeah, so this is our we always choose our Junji Ito book every October. And we went with a nice quick one, Dissolving Classroom, which is very goofy compared to other Junji Itos. It's not as long.
I honestly I was like, this is like real. I thought it was like super goofy.
Yeah, it's
like
goofy.
And honestly, like that, it felt so much more lighthearted than any other Ito. Like other than I guess the Cat Diary is obviously the most lighthearted. But also I've read very, very, very little Ito, so maybe that shows.
You feel like it's just lighthearted.
I agree though. I think it's goofier. It takes itself less serious than like Tomie or Spiral, which feels very intense and very eerie. And that is weird to say.
Look, that's a clown.
That's
it's
true.
Funny.
That's true.
It's funny. Look, clown makeup. Funny. It's like,
That's
maybe...
fair. Well, and the like devil stuff is so like it's beyond, right? Like it's not like if okay, so we've read Ito where like people are stabbing each other in like hallways and such. Alleys, not hallways.
What is an alley but a hallway? It's fine. It's just got a roof.
It's an outside hallway. You're right. So,
guys, I'm so sorry. She's gonna divorce you. Alive on air.
I'm not even doing anything.
This is gonna be the entire show. I'm sorry, everyone. I hope you enjoy it. I'm having a great time, so that's what matters.
This is it. This is all it is.
But no, I agree because like a lot of things they feel a bit heavier with Ito, and this feels just so silly.
It feels less like horror and more like horror adjacent, or just like in the same way that I guess I don't know. Reading this Ito, I got almost like a Joan Vasquez vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like. It felt very much like that. Whereas like a lot of Joan Vasquez stuff is very disturbing and creepy and horrifying, but it's also like there's the little crazy girl who paints herself like a clown and is like, I'm pretty, you're cute, I want to lick your face. And I'm like, it's good. Like,
it feels like a B-level horror movie.
Yes.
Like watching like Llamageddon or something where it's just so out there. Like, I don't know how he came up with this. He's like, what if I apologize so hard that my brain came out of my body?
Yeah.
And I melted.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. She's great. I think his little sister's great. She's just awful.
Same. I'm just like, she likes that. She thinks that boy's cute. Welcome back. Why even come back?
James is having a great time. Joe's having a good time. That's all that matters.
I'm sorry. I now understand why, like, because I feel like anytime Kristin does a show, I'm like jokingly, I'm typically like, hey, I'm just gonna come. I'm gonna come on. And now I know why I usually don't. Is because I think deep down she's like, I can't handle it. What is it? What is it?
No, here's the last thing that got me. When you were like, I'm gonna lick the brains or whatever you did, and you did this thing, I can hear you so distinctly through the wall, through my head. I'm sorry, everyone.
Hey, Jane, we're just having a good time. We're having a good time tonight. It's hard not to laugh with this because, like, the rest of this month is going to be really spooky. Like, next week is Justice League Dark. The week after is a Patreon pick, but I'm sure Gideon Falls is going to win. This is creepy and gross, but it is a different type of horror than Uzumaki.
I mean, look at this guy. That was Reid a second ago.
Fun. It looks fun.
It's very fun. It was hard to find a good thumbnail for this because I didn't want to completely creep out people that were like, I didn't want to ruin Near Mint's like algorithm. Like if you're looking through, like, I love Near Mint, you're like, oh. Also, how goofy is the devil though?
He's
That's
saying,
not a scary devil.
He's saying, "Let's go,
let's go,
let's go."
Great.
I'm glad that they had something in here, like where at the beginning, you know, kind of like in Uzumaki, where you have like a character that was affected in the beginning that comes back later.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that first girl that she survived, she's like a final girl, but not, and then comes back. And she's like pointing very, like she can sense him for some reason because her brain didn't fully melt. And he starts apologizing to her and she's like, I can't talk, but like, please, no. It's perfect. It was great.
Well, and I would even say like the ending was super lighthearted because that last page, it literally has, it's like, I played Uma Thurman in Dissolving Classroom or whatever his name is, right?
You're gonna get Maddie now.
What it was? What Uma Thurman and Chicklet? What's her name? what's the girl?
Cheese you me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like cheese you me.
Yeah, I get it. That's how I asked Kristin out on her first date. That's how we met. Cheese you me. Let's go.
That didn't happen.
It didn't.
God.
It didn't happen.
Who knew Ito would be the most lighthearted entry for October? Who knew? Really? And guys, if you think this is ridiculous, you should see the three of us in real life at all. Nothing gets accomplished. We were at a pizza place for 4 hours, and we were the only people there.
It was rough.
That is so true. And we kept talking to the waiter, and he was like, "Stop talking to us." How about the last story that had nothing to do with these two, called "Children of the Earth"?
Where I loved it. I was like, "Oh no, go ahead. You guys have to go ahead." Because I'm just gonna ruin it. I'll wait.
Go ahead, Kristin.
I mean, there's no way to not ruin the story. So if anyone hasn't read it, I mean, it's like 5 pages. But no one can find the kids. The kids are like in this gross pool.
It's a bath. It's not that gross. They're just bathing. They went for a swim.
And then they try to get them out. Can I even show this? I mean,
it's fine. It's not inappropriate.
It's not.
Again, there's no PPP.
It's true.
Look, come on.
How gross is that?
That's funny. It's like
so like typical
it's like
Ito stories.
It's like, do you think I spent that whole? I was like ready for it. I was like, I about to turn the page, and I was like, oh, she's gonna pick him up, and his guts are gonna fall out, and it's gonna be horrifying. No, he's just like some weird noodle boy. Yeah. And I'm like, this rules. It's funny. I think like Ito secretly, like. Have you ever read? There's like an article on Silence of the Lambs that it's like it's secretly a comedy and you've just been watching it wrong.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm like, this like Ito is a master of comedy, and everyone is getting it wrong.
No, I don't disagree because there's a lot of memes online comparing Junji Ito, who's like the master of Japanese horror, with Hayao Miyazaki, who's made Totoro. Spirited Away, House of Castle, who writes all these like really just beautiful, uplifting things. And Hayao Miyazaki is always like, yeah, put a little girl in there in a plane. Exactly. Yeah, she's dying. And he's like really pissed. And there's Junji Ito is like cat ears. He's like, this is a really good day. I'm really happy. He writes these like
so happy,
crazy things. And it absolutely makes sense because he's so goofy. He's got to be the guy who's just like randomly that day. He's like, man, my friend apologizes a lot. Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, if I made a deal with the devil, what's the weirdest way this could go? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I could see
And I
it.
love that.
I'm into it.
I love this. They're back and forth the whole time is so fun. Because it keeps happening again and again. You know it's going to happen. The same things are happening. The same like tropes. But it's still fun every time it happens.
Well, and I love him bringing back the girl from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Who obviously like has unfortunate brain damage, but she somehow gets a reporter out to the middle of nowhere where he is. So also has a weird psychic connection. Just constant weirdness happening.
Psych, the reporter's a devil.
Is he? Did he just in her brain? Is he the devil or is he the devil?
But I thought I think it's the perfect wrap up because the whole time they were just going from town to town terrorizing, and no one can find them because of the way that he apologizes so much that they turn into goo, which is then collected for his little sister to eat.
Drink.
His reasons. Yeah, drink. With the ultimate goal to be put on TV so that he apologizes so everyone watches it and they all turn to goo. And then, I don't know, giant devil comes out of nowhere. It's great.
It rules. It's perfect.
It's very short, very sweet, very fun. It's not the same, like, comfort read as, like, Uzumaki is for me.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird sentence.
I know.
Well, it makes sense to me, though, right? Like, because I feel like Maddie and I have that in agreement. It's just something we know we're going to pick off the shelf. We're going to have a good time with. And it is weird to say that, but it's a good time. They're always a good time.
For sure.
Real quick, Elliot says hi, Reid.
Oh, what up, Elliot?
I told him I had to make sure he dropped in because you're here. It doesn't matter if I'm here, but if you're here.
Is he still over there?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, dude. What up? Thanks for taking off the boob of the light.
Yeah.
No one watching knows what that means.
I have one of those lights that looks like a boob, and it makes it so I don't have as much light. So I look like I'm in a basement while Kristan and Reid look well lit. So Elliot,
we have the same light.
Took the boob off, so
I also have
light
in here. Yeah.
I need more light in here. It's not enough, and I have this big key light on my face.
Better bulb.
This is a show today. I'm really excited because potentially, because I did a video last week. I recorded like books I think need more love, and so because it's a pre-recorded video, it got a lot more views. And people are like, oh my god, I really love watching you. You're really cool. It's really great, which makes me feel great. But I know because I was like, hey, I do this live show. Some of them will show up here, and then they'll be like,
they'll be like, never going there again. It's like I got this weird redhead kid. No one knows I have red hair. I realize I'm wearing a hat.
I think they can feel it.
Yeah, they can feel it. That's right.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It's a feeling rather than a trait.
So we should talk about the part of the book that you mentioned, Reid, where Chizumi, the younger sister, falls for this like boy, I guess, in her class or whatever, and starts like creeping after him. And just attacks and licks his face.
Again, get it? We were all kids once.
I don't know if
I spent like probably the first 15 years of my life thinking that was how you kiss people.
You just lick their face?
Yeah, the same thing.
That sounds right.
I thought that was the funniest part of this book because like already there's reports of like people going missing. He's aware of like the brother apologizing, so he's warning his parents about it. But ultimately, he doesn't know what the brother looks like. So his like parents, like he hears that there's apologies happening. He knows that their like guts are falling out. And so he runs, like, I need help, but he runs to the brother, who takes him home to meet his sister. The sister comes out with a full face of unfortunate makeup. And it's terrifying, as you've shown several times. I love that whole bit. I'm very sad that ultimately he never got away, because I think they did show him later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, it plays with the idea that, like, in every story, there comes a point where the main character, like, two things can happen. One, the character can die, and it'd be a tragedy. Or comedy, player gets hitched. Like main character gets hitched. Yeah. That's it. So it's like so we're like the whole time, I'm like, it's going to be funny. Like he gets kidnapped. What's the funniest thing that could happen when he gets kidnapped? His kidnapper like is in love with him.
It would be great if he was just unfortunately stuck with him the rest of the time.
Yeah, maybe like he could have been just forced, and like because there's like that one part. It's like every once in a while she would come in and just lick his face and be like, "You're cute."
So unfortunate.
And you're just like, it's I mean, worse things could have happened.
I think the most heartbreaking thing about this whole book, though, is him like trying to tell his mom, "No, this is real. This is happening. You're gonna die."
Yeah.
And then she did, and I'm like, no. So that hurt me. I didn't like it.
Well, of course, who would believe you? Like, listen, by you listening to him apologizing, you're gonna melt away. Because the beginning it was just a big goof. Like this guy shows up at school, he's a transfer student, he's apologizing for literally everything, and so everything just gets really funny. So they push him all the time to like apologize for this, and like bully him. But ultimately, how would they know? It leads to their demise. It's an "Are You Afraid of the Dark" story. And you never saw it coming.
That's so true. Yeah, it is like it does. It gives off a lot, like the whole. It's very "Are You Afraid of the Dark" vibe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the unfortunate thing about this book is that it is short, so there's not a ton to talk about. But we can talk about whatever you have left to talk about, and then rate it, and then chill with the chat, because I feel like that's gonna be the best use of the time.
Sure.
Because there's not a lot to cover. It's a lot shorter than a lot of Junji Ito books. Like a lot of them are big old chunky boys. And this one is not. I don't know what it's going to be like when they do the collector's edition, if they'll include some extra stories, because most Junji Ito stuff is like anthologies.
I think
this is like a tiny guy.
That or maybe like a lot of sketches and stuff.
Yeah, which should be fine. Or like some nice color pages.
That would.
Did we talk about Dissolving Beauty?
We did when you were gone for like a second about how when
I'm still here.
Oh. Well, when we talked
let's talk about Dissolving Beauty. You go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
Yeah, so it starts out with this girl who is meeting her friend, right? And her friend shows up and looks totally different and super weird and what she's not used to.
She looks just like that trope that Junji Ito always does in his books of the woman with a very weird, like pointy face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she looks like never mind. Keep going. My joke's not good. It's bad.
Good to know.
No problem.
So her boyfriend shows up, her friend's boyfriend, who is the guy, right? Yeah, it's the guy.
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
Brother.
It's Uma Thurman.
And he talks about how beautiful she is. And her friend's like, really? That's okay. That's nice of you to say that about her, because look at her.
Kind of rude, but Yeah.
And of course, he ends up saying that her friend is the most beautiful, leaves the woman. And then when he gets with the new girl, he talks about how beautiful she is and how her skin looks great. And, she's totally like, no, your face isn't changing. Nothing weird is happening. And, the more he says it, the worse it gets, because he has that power too, I guess. And it gets worse.
I love because her parents ask her about it. They're like, hey.
Like, you're not well.
Are you good? Because everything's looking a lot different. And she's like, how could I look different or bad? Every day he tells me I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Looks like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Killing it. Queen, go off, yes.
So of course her face ended up melting at the end,
but she's still rocking it at the end though, because we see her. She's not dead. She's still living. No. She just had like her eyes are sunken out and everything, but she's still like.
Should I show that?
I'm so beautiful. Probably
why not? What?
It's pretty gross.
It's pretty gross.
It's pretty gross.
I don't know what our limit is on YouTube.
Yeah, her eyes are like falling out.
Every time we show a gross picture, I do see the number of people drop really quickly, which is interesting.
Oh.
Well, I'll stop.
I don't care. We're hanging out.
What did I expect from Ito, right?
Yeah, it's a divisive thing because not everybody who's into like spooky reads and like horror reads on a like comic book channel are into like manga horror reads. I think we do get a lot more people that are into Ito sometimes, but it's not like you said your dad's trying to read Ito, right? It is a hard sell sometimes. For you and me, it's like, oh, this is what a nice warm cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get cozy for my little fall read, put some Gilmore Girls and read some like Junji Ito. That's not everybody's experience, which is very weird to me personally.
Mhm.
But
Also, best night ever. Gilmore Girls and Ito. Yeah.
could you imagine with some chocolate long johns?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
White,
Yes,
Yeah. I like the white ones, but we can
but
get
still
both.
long johns.
Yeah.
white long johns. Yeah, long johns in general.
Yeah.
Not the pant,
That's a
like the
donut for people who aren't from here. It's not
Yeah.
too close.
It's true.
It's not the clothes. Although, honestly, long
Long
johns
johns would
long
be fun
johns,
too.
I'd be
Yeah.
okay with that.
Nice blanket and a
Yeah.
cat in your lap.
And we have matching onesies on. This is my dream scenario.
Yeah, that's for sure. And there's a cat in each lap. It's great.
Absolutely.
Done.
hmm
So what do you, Reid,
Yeah.
what are you going
What?
to do when we have
What?
both the cats occupied?
I'll bring my cat too. So it'll be enough for every
perfect.
lap.
Perfect. The cats will love that.
yeah, fair.
Or
I
I'll
don't-
bring my pug moose. Cats
Just-
don't register moose as a real
Elliot,
dog.
just bring Elliot and he'll sit in my lap.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That should work out great.
Perfect.
He's not watching anymore. He's watching people play Magic. So
Mm.
let's
Okay, we
tell
see
him
how
what
it
it
is.
is.
That's fair.
What can you do?
Yeah.
I get it.
So I guess we can rate this out of 10 and then chill at the chat and talk some comics or spooky books or whatever. Sometimes we talk about TV shows. You never know.
You just don't know.
Don't know.
For me, this Junji Ito book, I would say like is a 7 or 8 out of 10. Just because it still delivers everything Ito does. I'm happy. It gave me exactly what it needed to. I think I had a good time. I don't really have any complaints, except for I liked like more of it.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite Ito book, but it's still fun. Is it way better than No Longer Human? 100%. I would rather read this every day of my life than ever read No Longer Human again.
I feel exactly the same.
You just didn't understand it.
Yeah, if only we had been through that, we would get it.
Right.
Yeah.
If only we didn't have women brains.
Oh, ooh. Our little women brains don't get it.
It's hard to learn stuff.
Ooh.
Look, as the only one here without a woman brain, it's it's true.
Thank you. That's what was missing. Our
Yeah.
videos were too woke because we didn't have a man here, but thanks.
That's right. Thanks
That's
for being here, Reid.
Let me explain it to you.
I
can't.
appreciate it.
That's I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna rate it, Kristin, or should I rate it?
I feel the same as Maddie. On Goodreads, I gave it a 4 out of 5, so that equal about 7, 8 out of 10. Absolutely. It's definitely like if I were to rate or rank all of my favorite Ito books, I feel like this would be toward the bottom of the list.
Mhm.
But the whole list is stuff I like, except at the very bottom is No Longer Human.
Yeah.
So
And here would be my question: would you rate it? Like, would the addition of Dissolving Classroom to another book of his collected, like, collection of short stories, would it enhance, detract, or do nothing to your rating of it?
You know what? That's a good question because I think it would work well in anthology.
Yeah, I feel like because it in and of itself, it kind of is an anthology. It's just short because they're all based around these two characters. So it's kind of like, I feel like the negativity on the book just comes from the fact that it's like, well, I'd like it. I wish there was more because I wish, well, yeah, of course it'd be great if there were more short stories in there, but also it's like, it's tiny in comparison to everything else.
And that's exactly true. I think it would,
so.
if it wasn't if there were more to it, which I think it's going to be, I'm looking up the listing now, then it would be better. So absolutely.
I feel like, I'm gonna be the melting devil's advocate because I've not read enough Ito to really know. But I mean, because I would probably give it like probably a 7 or 8 out of 10 as well. But I've not read the other stuff, and that would probably move it down probably more on my list as well, just because. But just throw it in Uzumaki, and then it's like make that chunky boy just chunkier.
I mean, we don't need to do that.
Very well in like the other anthology books because like I think the one you and I are reading this month is it also an anthology?
Yeah, that would have been good at the end of that because it's also like short.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, okay, so the new collector's edition is 182 pages. This volume we have is 174.
Oh, what are the new pages?
So there's some new pages. Maybe it's another short story. I don't know.
I'll probably upgrade. I think.
Yeah, I
like
think
it
I
enough
will
to
too.
upgrade.
You're going to, Kristen. Don't even like entertain the fact that you're not going to upgrade.
Well, hey, it is the one outlier because like he finally came out the collector's edition of the Cat Diary book, which was the other paperback. So now it's like we only have this one. I think that's the only one that's not hardcover. So I have to.
Psycho Cleveland.
What's up?
He's excited.
What's up, Cleveland?
But regardless, I'm always happy to read a Junji Ito book. Like I haven't read the one that we're reading just yet, but I've got it and I'm very excited too. I'm always just happy to read one.
Absolutely agree.
It's just nice. I hope that one day they come up with like an animated or like live action version that's actually like worth watching. There is a live action Uzumaki. I haven't heard great things. I think we should watch it. There's no way it's good.
I think we should too. Yeah, it's funny because
my trailer, it looks real bad.
My dad is reading that right now, and he saw it. Like he found it's called Spiral.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Did you know about this?" I was like, "Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't watched it." So yeah, we should totally do that. But Reid, what's your rating?
I said like 7 or 8.
Oh yeah, you said it.
Oh, you just agreed.
Yes.
Got it.
Listen.
Sorry, I was.
This marriage is about listening.
Every time you guys are a video together, you fight.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
It's our shtick.
I'm sorry, is that a Jonas Brothers record over your shoulder? Is that?
It is. It's also it's also autographed by all 3 Jonas.
All 3 Jonas?
Yes.
When are you gonna get the other Jonas brother to sign it though? The one that's not in the group.
The bonus Jonas.
Yeah, the bonus Jonas. That's such a good one.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun on TikTok.
I love it.
We have the most eclectic record collection known to mankind.
The next Junji Ito book, Black Paradox, comes out on October 25th. Well, I'll pick that up too.
Absolutely.
We'll save it for next year sometime. Or unless we run out of books to read. We know Junji Ito's really quick. And we'll
true. That's true. I need to start Kurosagi.
Me too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Listen, I'll figure it out. I know Gideon Falls is going to win. And so now I've got to figure out how am I going to fit in Kurosagi Corpse Deliverance and Gideon Falls and also Justice League Dark, which is all of it, and like New 52. I'm like,
so, and if Gideon Falls wins, I can do that with you if you want.
I know, I'm excited. I'm sure it will. I need to figure out the best way to read it, preferably digital, so I can read it at work.
Is that the 25th?
Yeah, whatever the last Tuesday is.
Okay. Is it just are you doing the first like 10 issues? Or are you doing the whole thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Jesus.
I literally haven't looked. All I know is that every time I come up with like my favorite horror picks, everyone's like, "Where's Gideon Falls?" I'm like, I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I've read these other books, but not Gideon Falls. I haven't read it. I can't recommend it. I don't know. Cycle Cleveland says, "Why focus on Jonas Brothers when there's a Tegan Sarah box set right there?"
I mean, Tegan Sarah's my favorite.
We focus on it because they're both Kristens.
Yeah, that's right.
They're both her editions. Those are her editions.
Sarah is my favorite, though.
That's mine. That's my favorite so far of this year or past like 5 years or whatever it is. It's neither of those.
Roguish Type says Adult Swim is doing Uzumaki animated series. Oh, that's cool. Hopefully that'll continue because I don't know if you guys saw today's news, but Warner Brothers is laying off even more people.
Yeah.
And in her smile, see something more beautiful than the stars. Maddie, been busy on Tuesdays for the last 6 months. I don't think I ever congratulated you and Elliot. Congratulations. Keep smiling. Oh, Scotty.
Oh, Scotty.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Very nice.
My smile means nothing. Fine.
It's only mine. Thank you, Scotty. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in today. I forget I get married all the time. Does it ever happen to you guys?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, "How was the wedding?" And I was like,
I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, I could never forget.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. See y'all. Bye.
No.
Oh, got me.
So, I guess we have some more time. Do you guys
Yeah.
have any spooky reads you recommend? What are some things you guys like to do for the Halloween season? Reid, do you have any like? I've never talked to you about. Do you like spooky movies, spooky reads? What's your spooky music?
You like spooky books.
I like spooky books sometimes. So
Yeah.
like for me, it's I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't do anything spooky.
Yeah.
I don't like spooky movies. Not a spooky movie person at all.
Ah,
Not one little bit.
that's probably healthy.
Like, I guess like serial killer movies, yes,
Okay.
but not spooky movies.
Gotcha.
Like I'll watch Silence of the Lambs all day, every day, but I
Yeah.
won't watch The Conjuring.
Okay, so more of like in a thriller sense than
Yeah, and I mean, and
spooky sense.
if the spooky movie has a good, like a really good plot, then I'll
I
fine.
understand.
But yeah, I listen to spookier music. So like, through October, I'll listen through all my Harley Poe albums and that stuff, and I'll listen to the Misfits. But
And Harley Poe you opened up for.
I did.
Little plug. You did
Little
that.
plug. Done that. Yeah.
I wish it wasn't on a Thursday or whatever it was, so I could have come see you.
It was a random Thursday.
It was, yeah. Well, yeah, and that was all apparently due to Horror Hound weekend.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because they had to tape. They like tabled at it and played it. And then when Horror Hound decided to have a record label for that brief little stint, they put out records on it. So, but yeah, me and Joe go way back when he was into that Christian music.
Still wild to me. Sounds like Reid might enjoy Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, and the Midnight Club on Netflix. You should both watch Midnight Club. It's like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but the teenagers are in hospice.
I have heard about this. I need to write it down because I definitely want to watch it.
I really enjoyed it so far.
And
But
we've
I'm
talked
just
about
recommending
watching
you shows, Kristen, and you won't watch it, and you'll find another reality show to watch. And then
I'm so sorry.
It's
We
true.
are currently watching MasterChef, but
It's true. We really
Sorry.
are.
I'm sorry.
are you even watching Mighty Ducks, or like what can I even expect from you?
Is season 2 out?
Yeah.
Oh, no one told me.
Yeah,
It
no
came
one
out
told
last
me.
week. James told me. Come on.
Well, James
You
James
didn't tell
didn't
me.
remind me, and you didn't remind me, Maddie. You're supposed
I
to,
assumed
supposed to
you did.
remind. Well, I don't know anything.
You guys are not even watching She-Hulk, which you would both love. It is up right up your alley. The humor
will
is
watch
right
it.
there.
Look, we're probably not going to watch She-Hulk just so that Kristen's parents will forever have something to talk to us about. Because now every time we go over there, it's, you guys watching She-Hulk yet? And I mean this out of love, because I'm sure Larry and Teresa will end up watching this, and I'm all for it. But at least this way, we will forever have something to talk about.
How we're not talking about it.
How we're not
I
watching
want you
it.
to watch it so bad. Just watch it and pretend like you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's the way to go. No, it is on my list.
You guys
It's
will love it,
gonna
trust me.
happen.
Uh-huh.
I know. We need to do it.
Yeah, we need to watch a lot of stuff. I didn't know Mighty Ducks was back, so it's a problem.
I didn't
So,
either.
I need to
We
watch
have-
this week's episode, but
Is it dropping
good.
like per week?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well, then never mind. I don't feel bad about not watching it yet.
We can add it to our rotation of Ink Master Wednesdays.
Look,
When does Mighty Ducks drop? What day?
I think Wednesdays, because I think She-Hulk is Thursday.
more Wednesdays.
So we have
Wow,
2 things
so
to watch
gross.
on Wednesday, right?
Exactly.
We
Come on
don't
now.
have it. Well,
I haven't even tried to push out, get you guys my dropout login yet, so you guys should be thankful. I could be shoving so much improv comedy on you, and I'm not doing that.
I mean, that sounds fun.
It is. You would love it, but
We like that.
I gotta keep my expectations low.
that's on the list too, Cycle Cleveland.
It
It's
is.
very good.
But
I
if we keep not watching that, then we'll forever have something to talk about with my parents. So, I mean, it's tough here, you know.
See, but if we actually watch these things, we will have more to talk about than the fact that we're not watching these
Will
things.
we?
my
Because we'll
mom is
probably
just
just be
watching
like,
Blue
it was
Bloods.
good.
We're
What'd
just
you
gonna have an
say
episode where we talk about what our parents are watching, but we're not watching.
I was gonna say, what'd you say about Blue
Honestly, I've wanted to
My
have that
parents watched
show.
that.
I wanted to have that show since like 2 years ago when my parents decided to watch one episode of WandaVision without seeing anything Marvel past the second Captain America
Really?
movie. They
I
saw
mean,
the
you can. I don't see why not.
they beg to differ. They could not. Like, so that Vision guy is someone now. That was the question.
That's what your dad asked.
That's
Yeah.
what my dad asked. That the Vision guy is somebody.
Oh no, This was great. So it was his dad's birthday recently, and he wrapped his present in Avengers Christmas wrapping paper.
Beautiful.
You know, as you do. And so his dad's opening it, and he's like, okay, so I'll name them all. So that's the guy with the hammer, and this guy, I don't know, how do you...
The guy with the hammer, and then he was like, who's Verizon here? And he was like, Vision. And I was like,
yeah.
Killed it. And
See, my mom doesn't even touch that stuff.
Yeah.
We watch like game shows or Law and Order or like we love Little House on the Prairie. And like Hallmark movies and stuff like that, but she doesn't touch any of my nerdy stuff. As much as like growing up, I'm like, oh mom, but I really want this like book or video game. She's like, here's some clothes and makeup, which is very nice. But I'm like, but I really want this dorky thing. And she's like, I don't understand. You're an adult now. Why are we still doing this? I don't. I'm like, Mom, I have more Wonder Woman stuff. She's like, okay.
My mom always asks at Christmas, I was like, does Kristen want anything other than books?
No.
I'm like, no, Mom, we've been through this. Like,
that reminds me
together for a while now.
Oh, where did I put it?
What book are you looking for?
Oh, I got it.
I found it.
James asked about Werewolf by Night. I haven't watched it yet.
So, my mother-in-law got me this for Christmas one year.
Oh, I heard, because she looked at it, right?
Yeah.
She read like the first 10 pages and was like, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, don't do that. That's not for you. Don't do that. It was so funny.
It rules. It was great. She read El Defo, and she was like, oh, that was so sweet. She loved El Defo.
That was really good. I feel like that can bridge gaps.
Yeah, it's true.
Gaps. Yeah.
I'm surprised she wasn't like, Reid, why don't you write a book that's not sad? She's never asked me to do that. She hasn't read anything.
I love that.
It's too sad.
See, I could listen for hours of people talk about how their parents feel about their like geeky hobbies or interests. I always think it's very interesting to see if like parents actually are like involved. Because some people have parents who are like, oh yeah, like they introduced me to like video games and Zelda and all this stuff. And my, like your dad reads comic books, Kristen. That's crazy to me.
He has more subscribers than I do.
That's
on the internet. Yes. Subscribe at the Comic Slayer, please.
You wanna
help me not be sad.
I forgot to put your thing in the description. I'll fix that later.
Thanks. But yeah,
to be fair, I don't think my mom's ever watched an episode. I think maybe she watched a little bit of the first interview you and I did, Chris and you, me, and Faria, where we interviewed that woman who sent that letter in to the guy made peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, I think that's best.
Yeah, I get that.
I think she'd be like, "Do you really have to talk like that online?"
Did she like comment on anything? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I think she thought the idea was really cool, but I don't think she'd be pleased with how I speak online about things and the topics of which I discuss and the language I use. It's not very ladylike.
That reminds me of like, it was our first or second episode. If that was our first one, I can't even remember.
That was your first interview.
Yeah.
That was definitely your first interview because I remember you got Kristen. You were like, "What do we ask?"
Like, we don't do interviews anymore.
That's right, for a reason. But no, it was like, I guess it was the second episode then. But we were talking about LGBT books.
Yeah.
Like maybe the whole time. I don't know. Some of the time,
That's
maybe
all
we
the time.
did that one and then the interview. I can't remember, but I remember my mom texted me, which my mom's going to watch this, so that's funny. But my mom texted me. She was like, "Is this some kind of like gay comic show? Like it's just a gay show? Is that what this is?" And I was like, "Just talk about some books, Mom. I don't know what to tell you."
I love it.
But hey, now she watches all the shows, so thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
That is nice.
I'm here just acting a fool because I know my mom will never watch it.
If my mom
she
can
ever did,
figure out,
devastated.
she can't figure out YouTube. She doesn't know how to watch anything on YouTube.
Have you guys ever showed your parents like a TikTok or something and they don't understand because like, why is it so short? Like, I don't get the bit. That's my favorite.
I don't even want to have the conversation of what is TikTok. Because my dad will still be like, now that's on the Twitter, or is that on... Like he posted his first Instagram story, and
I missed it.
I didn't watch it. I just
Damn.
saw that.
Don't you want to know what it was?
No.
That's me.
No, I do. I'm scared. Because I am like because I'm terrible at posting on every social media, and I'm worried that my dad is going to get better at it than me.
That's what my dad did.
Yeah, what to say?
And yeah, I don't want that to happen. If my dad gets good at it, then it's like I won't have anything.
Jeez, Reid.
That got sad.
So, Reid,
Sorry.
what's new with you? What are you reading or watching or working on, or what's?
Yeah, people follow Reid, buy his books.
Oh yeah,
Make him not sad.
I've authored things.
It's true.
Yeah, I had something around here.
Show that poster you did.
Oh, I can do that. I've done some gig posters recently. So anybody in the Nashville area, tomorrow evening, or you can catch John Spencer and the Hitmakers. They're on tour right now. And this poster is the exclusive screen printed gig poster for his show at Third Man Records tomorrow night.
It looks so nice.
You can get that. That will be there. Limited 35 copies. That's all I made because I'm lazy.
I respect that.
They told you that amount.
They told me at least that amount. And I was like, that's it? Cool. That's all I'm doing.
Got it.
That's the same print run I've done I did 2 posters for the Melvins, if you know who the Melvins are. No one. Cool. Moving on.
They were friends with Nirvana.
They were. They're like Dale Crover, who is the drummer for the Melvins, was the first drummer in Nirvana.
Oh, okay.
And so they're all buddies. So this is the current book I'm working on. This is the second half of it.
Oh.
So I have one of these is already completely full, but there's art in here, and then there's not art. That's where there's no art.
Do we get to know what it's about? Also, Sky says that we're all frozen from laughing.
Is that good?
Well,
which is hilarious.
Forever joyous. That's what we are. The book it's sad. I've been working on this book for like 2 years because I finished it and then I let Kristan read it and then I realized that I needed to do it again because it was bad.
Hey, that's not my fault.
No, she was not. That's the joy of having my wife being a. Thanks, Psycho Cleveland.
Yeah, Psycho Cleveland. Everyone should read Old Man Popeye because it's a banger.
It is a banger.
Yeah. Is that your
Cheese? No. You know who the Melvins are? It's a world gone mad.
Agreed, Cheese. You got it. Cheese. Here, I'll show it. I'm going to turn off my camera so people don't see me stand up, and I'm not wearing pants.
He's wearing
pants. I do the same thing. I'm wearing shorts, and I refuse.
Yeah, I get it.
I want people to only assume that this much of me exists.
That's what I tell Reid. I'm like, I don't need my full body on the internet. We're fine. This is good.
No. I do need Reid to do art of us for a t-shirt, and then we write Omnibussy on it. I can't remember what we're going to do.
Yes. And it'll make everyone mad. Because there are a lot of people mad about that.
We have to replace our logo anyways. Because
it's true.
We've been 2 of us and not 3 of us for years.
I totally forgot about that.
I'm back. What did you say about me?
Can you make us a shirt and then have it of me and Kristan and then have it say Omnibussy?
I've waited so long for someone.
I think it would be really great. Plus, I already know of definitely one viewer that's like doesn't like that joke at all and doesn't think it's funny.
Yeah.
Even though I explained to him what it meant because he didn't understand.
Oh, it's great. It's the best joke. So here's the first Melvins poster I did. I just wanted to grab that, and that's the one they signed. They signed it. They were nice. They were very kind to us. They're very weird. Buzz Osborne made fun of us. It was great. That's the lead guy. We met them on the way to Heroes Con. So that was the first poster. So like the day before Heroes Con started, they played that show in Knoxville. And so we dropped off those posters and then went the rest of the way to Charlotte. And Buzz Osborne made fun of us because he only buys slabbed comics.
We're like, can't relate.
I was like, sorry. Okay. But what we're... Oh,
Cycle Cleveland wants you to know that he saw Dinosaur Jr. last week for the second time. Both times they closed the TVI.
that's amazing. I'm sad. I've been trying to do a Dinosaur Jr. tour poster or gig poster like hard since I first did like any of these gig posters, and I really, really want to get a job doing something for Dinosaur Jr. just because they're the best. They're so good. Everyone's so quiet now.
Well, I do have a question for Kristan. How many Omnis are up to? Do you even have count? Way more than I have.
No, but I'll tell you what. I'm getting rid of some now. I've been doing that, and I haven't bought one in, Reid, would you even say maybe a year or more? I mean, it's been a long time.
It's been less than a year, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Do you remember the last one I bought?
No.
This isn't an omnibus, but when are you gonna get?
I do want to read that.
That's so big.
Compendium.
That's big.
It looks nice. Is it floppy?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh,
Oh,
so good. I love it.
so gross.
It's very nice.
Just the reaction.
Love it.
That's
Love
my
it.
OnlyFans. I just open up my books
Yeah, just like, I was like,
and just look like this.
I did have a verbal reaction to that. That was
you
interesting.
did. It was. That's my favorite thing when we're out anywhere in public and we're looking at books, and then Kristan will grab one and she'll like flop it open and she'll be like, and it's just like,
yeah.
I'm like,
That's why I love shopping with it, because we're both just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Like, touch it to your face, and we're both just like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
people think we only do that for the internet, but we just do that in
No.
real life.
it's true. It's especially bad like when me and Kristan go shopping for books in places you wouldn't typically shop for books, such as Dollar Tree or Ollie's or any of these places where everyone there is just like what are there's these two people at the end of the stationery aisle smelling books,
You have to.
and it's just like, yeah, this is what we do. And there's always like some kid who's just like, I want to get a coloring book, and I'm about to slap him because I'm like, get out of my way, kid. I'm like,
Got
We're
comics.
we're doing
Yeah, you should smell your books. I'm very sad that I cannot smell anything. I've lost it.
Oh.
Not from COVID, I guess. 'Cause I don't
Oh,
get
you're John
But-
C. Riley and walk hard.
yeah, exactly. Bruh. Here's your books. Is it floppy? Tell me about it.
It's a question I always ask.
Sure.
You know what's sad? I actually haven't. Maybe it's not sad. Remember those TKO books that smelled like
Yeah.
horrific? I'm wondering if they still have the scent.
Grab them.
Oh, I don't know.
Should I hold on? I'll
Do
The
it.
new ones don't,
Grab
but they feel nice.
Do it because we can talk
oh,
about.
man.
We can talk about. So we can
Cycle,
talk-
you upgraded DC Universe Ultra? I would, but do you have to pay all that amount in one go? Because it might be worth it.
All right, we ready?
Let's see. Let's put highlighter. I want to see her face so close up.
I need to scratch and sniff so we can do it from home, like the Spy
Okay.
Kids.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
You froze.
Oh no. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's still faintly there. It still smells super weird.
Incredible.
That's
Listen,
good.
Mark, these TKO second season books, right?
Yeah, yeah. Second
some-
season.
They feel really nice, but they had a smell to them.
It's still faintly there. It has aired
Again,
out.
we should have our OnlyFans, but just for this.
I mean,
I do want an
Give it away for
OnlyFans, but
free.
just for this dumb stuff, and then like I want to play inappropriate like video games you can't play on Twitch that I think are very funny, but wouldn't be allowed. Or like
Goat Simulator.
yeah, sure. Or like
It's the only game that I
or
know.
like after hours talk, because like we can only curse so much like on YouTube, or else you get like your ads taken away or whatever. I don't know how it works.
Oh.
Anyways,
I think it's just within the first like minute you can't drop an F-bomb.
yeah,
And then you're fine.
but I don't want to like demonetize anything. That would be nice. Just for that. It'd be very supportive for anyone. I'd be like, I finally started OnlyFans. I'd be like, oh my God, here we go. And I'm like, look at the book.
And then we'll smell some.
We could do that. Man, we should.
You know what else you should do? reference the boob lights. Just be like, today we're gonna change the boob light bulb.
Today, I'm gonna have Elliot remove the nipple.
Yeah. And everyone's going, oh my god.
Oh,
They're doing this on the internet?
this is
I'm sure you guys know it. You know, when you have the lights on your ceiling, they look like
See,
boobs.
here's the thing, no one knows that's what you're talking about.
Yes, they have to, right? It's like that TikTok sound that's like, you have a ceiling titty too, ceiling titty too. Have you guys heard that before?
No.
It's
No.
a vine. It's a vine. Now I feel very embarrassed.
Oh no.
Fine.
Do they play the Seabat
I
song
never
during it?
watched Vines until I was Elliot, and I watched Vine compilation. I never used the app.
Do they play that Seabat song during it? That's
Okay,
weird
listen.
singing.
The burlesque show that I'm in. I guess people know
Tell
now.
me,
'cause I've
are you
said it.
Are you gonna play that song?
No. But one of the people in the show is doing that Seabat song.
Oh, that's so
And
funny.
it came on, and I'm like losing it, and I don't know if
That's
everybody like
so
they recognize
funny.
it. So I'm just like, it's the TikTok sex song. It's the Reddit sex song, and everyone's just does not make a
So
reaction. And I'm just a crazy person reacting to the song, like, guys, it's the.
Kristen didn't know that it was an actual song until the other night.
Oh gosh.
When,
No,
so we
I
went
know it was
out.
like a
No, let me tell the story. Excuse
Okay.
me. We
Fine.
went out to the world famous John Mellencamp Tasty Freeze. And I just wanted to say that. No one knows what I'm talking about. It's great. But our friend and her son, and he brought his recorder. And so he's sitting there playing recorder, just like, yeah. And then, he's just playing. We're having a conversation. He's just messing with it. And then I hear him and he just goes, and I was like, did you just play the sex song? And he was like, yeah. He's like, how old is he? Like 14?
He's 14, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And-
That was like a
But-
younger
yeah.
kid.
No. But I was just like, that's what you're. He's like, I've been trying to learn how to play it. And I'm just like, because I'm hoping that he's like doing it to like eventually like make like, is he like gonna learn it to like seduce people? And like he's like the Pied Piper of the weird like TikTok sex song.
Yeah.
But then we played the song on Spotify, and Kristen started it, and she was like, wait, there's a whole intro? There's like
Yeah,
a song?
Yeah.
I just heard like the part,
They
right?
did it to trick you.
And it definitely happened
Yeah.
because his mom didn't know the song. So we were like, oh, so we had to tell the whole story and then play the song. It's great.
Yeah, I did that for a whole week. Every time I go into the room that Elliot was in, I would do it. Or like my phone connects to like our like Bluetooth speaker in the shower. So he's in there. Sorry, TMI. He showers. Surprise. And so I just like play the song and I wait from the other room like.
That's so funny.
Kristen will just look at me and she'll just do this. I'll be like, what are you jamming to? And she's like, and then I'll just know. Because she's like,
Every
I'm
time.
like, it's a banger. It's
It
up
gets
there.
stuck in your head. It does.
It does.
And
it's very-
honestly, like the song itself it's fine.
it
like,
was
out
one
of
of
the
Adam
song.
Levine's favorite songs.
Oh, we don't
Of
talk.
course it was. Of course it was.
That song is ridiculous.
So
No
is
one's surprised.
Yep, no.
But anyways.
Anyway, I was going to talk about the last book I read
Oh, do it.
because I actually have one. This is the book that I would say, like, when you guys talk about gross stuff,
Mm-hmm.
this book was gross.
Okay.
Like
There
how
was-
many PPP?
Girl, let me see. How many pages is this book? Let's see.
Just know that
This-
you can't show any.
I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So there's 141 pages of this book, and I would say at least 75 pages of this have a penis on it.
All right.
Wow.
But it I can't even show the cover because it's got a penis on it. But it's Dream of the Bat.
Huh.
And so this is Mansion Press put this out, and it is a collection of bootleg Batman comics that aren't Batman. But when I say, like, here, I'll just show it.
Why are there that many PPP in that book?
Because they had
Batman's crazy, and so
did
for
this
like
come out
one,
after the issue where
After
like,
the Bataway or whatever they're
it was
called?
Yeah,
not, no, not after the
How?
Bat Dong. So this
Interesting.
the first one came out pre-Bat Dong, and then everything else is after.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm just gonna cover up where there's a penis on the cover, but that's so it's it's real interesting.
Man,
I'll find it. There's a couple of pages that don't have.
I would love to watch a video of you talk about all the like Big Two related comics that are like not normal Big Two, because I feel like you've got a good.
Oh well, my
collection
favorite.
brand.
I love bootleg comics are my favorite, which is why I did Old Man Popeye. So like this is the style of art.
Yeah,
and it's
I love
Batman,
that.
but he's crazy because of course he is. And so all he does is like just like he's
Psycho
disgusting.
Cleveland's
Michael
stoked about
Cleveland
this.
is with it.
Oh, it's so good, and I'm sure like I forget there's one of his like before the collected edition, they highlighted it on the Cartoonist Kayfabe channel, and so that's where I first heard about Josh Simmons and Pat Keck's stuff, and it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm trying really hard to find more without wieners, but guess what? It's tough. There's
So,
a
like,
lot of PPP.
So you really liked it, even though there's a lot of PPP.
It's it's disgusting, but it's great. Like, oh, that's bad.
I saw this
Really?
book. I was reviewing Heathen, which is a wonderful book. There are a lot of boobs in it, and so I had to like keep re-recording because I would forget. It looks so nice.
It's so good, and it came with this little like we got a signed book plate.
Oh, that's cool.
And Mansion Press, like their stuff is expensive, but it's definitely high quality. They're French. They post a lot and like reprint and publish a lot of like stuff that probably could be published by Fantagraphics, but isn't because it's gross. It's like a lot of Johnny Ryan's stuff gets like republished through them.
Looks like they've got some like Japanese horror stuff, Kristin.
Yeah. There's a lot of neat stuff on there. A lot of it can be kind of pricey, but it's like it's European, and this came very well packed. We were both very surprised and impressed with how packed it was.
This is cool.
So yeah, it looks like James is putting the link to the product in the chat, so you can check it.
Yeah, and there's a sale too right now. There's like a
what?
It's Dream of the Bat plus Le Manoir.
Oh yeah,
like combo. This looks cool.
It's really neat. It's really fascinating. I think here's the other. I haven't read this one, but this one Kristin got me. This is by Patrick Ian Rooks, and this is his bootleg on the Hulk.
Love it.
And it just says, "Please don't sue me, Marvel" on the back.
Yeah, I've got one. It's at work, unfortunately, but oh gosh, I forget who's by.
I know you're talking about the one.
Wow.
It's a Marvel one about the girls.
Yeah. Because I wanted to get that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like all these Marvel girls, but like it's written by like a Black author, so she like focuses a lot on that. And some of the girls, it's more like it's kind of like reading or like watching Living Single, but if you combine that with Marvel, so it's like all these girls kind of like talking shit about the guys, and they're like you've got Storm talking shit about T'Challa. And they have like their hair day and they go shopping, and it was really great. It's nice to see that kind of just like that's why She-Hulk is good, the new show, because like it's not the man.
Hey, we should watch that, Kristin. We should.
We should watch She-Hulk.
Yeah, we should. It'd be great. Yeah. Oh, Psycho Cleveland, you're on it with these names. Pat Rooks is great. Pistopia is great. We met him at Heroes Con. He was super nice and super sweet boy. We also, Kristin, did you read Celery Stalk?
No, I didn't even start it, but I want to.
Okay, but Kristin got me the second volume of Celery Stalks, which is his other book, and it's great. And then Nate Garcia also rules. I have a Nate Garcia book. I'll find it. Bye.
This is really just a Cycle and Read show now.
Thursday is She-Hulk season finale. I know this week is the week of 2 season finales, that and Rings of Power, which have both been great. So I'll be very sad after this week is over.
Yeah. Reed definitely needs to watch that. He has the One Ring tattoo. So.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But I'm not even a big like Lord of the Rings person, but I love Rings of Power.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think you'd like it too.
You definitely need to.
There's so many cool ladies in it.
Love that.
And that's nice. I'm easy to please.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, I'm not muting this.
What? I just heard you say he's not muting this.
If people, by the way, Kristan and I will be reviewing another Junji Ito book this Sunday on the Omnibus Collectors Network, because we do a live show there every week, Sunday at 11. And that is The Liminal Zone.
That's right. You nailed it.
Junji Ito. So we will be talking about that. And they'll probably have more to say about that one than this one, because this is a little bit shorter, but it's the same feel. Chris and I hang out. We talk about the book, and then we kind of dick around and have fun.
It's our thing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, Nate Garcia, he's good. Nate Garcia is great. This is Alonzo Sneak by Nate Garcia.
Oh, cool.
And it's just neat. It's got his horse. There's also there's butts, boobs, and there's little PP. There's not as much PPP. But this thing, it's great.
So Cleveland asked, have you been watching Simon Hanselman, Nate Garcia, and Josh Pettinger's Instagram shows?
I have not, but just because I keep forgetting about them. But I need. That's it. Like I need to. I love Psycho Cleveland. Do you listen to the Gutter Boys podcast?
We'll see. He also said Alonzo Sneak is dope as fuck. Muscle Horse is my favorite though.
I wanted to get Muscle Horse, but I did get Muscle Horse. I forgot. I did.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, you found that used somewhere, right?
Yes.
Maybe? Yeah.
We did. I'm pretty sure this was one that we found at that place that the whatever the place in Nashville was.
Dude, I can say leaks their secret lost episodes.
Oh.
Message Reid on
secret.
What's the best for you? Instagram, Twitter?
Instagram. I'm bad at Twitter, but it's just at Reid Chancellor is me. That's all I do.
Cycle does listen to Gutter Boys.
See, that's where like everybody that all these people that I find is typically just from listening to Gutter Boys because there's so much shit talking. It's great.
Cool. Well, I guess we're getting close. Well, not close. We've passed time. I don't care. I'm having a good time. We should probably wrap it up. People who joined in later that are like, you didn't talk about the book. We did. It was just a lot of laughing.
We did.
I wasn't there half the time. Sorry.
Dissolving Classroom. Our review was similar to your experience reading it, where it feels like a big fever dream. You don't really know what's happening.
That's right.
The collected edition is coming out soon, but you can still get this paperback pretty easily. We all gave it a 7 or 8 out of 10 because it's not the best Junji Ito, but we still had a fun time.
Also, it's a comedy. Go in thinking it's going to be a comedy, and they're going to laugh a lot more. Also, no PPP. So
no PPP.
It's going to be gross, but it ain't going to be offensively gross.
That's true. Before we leave, though, I do read. I want you to talk about yourself and tell me where to find you. But also, Mark wants to see your One Ring tattoo first. Whoa.
It's there. The guy at the pharmacy asks me about it every day. He's like, oh, is that the One Ring? And it's like, we had this conversation last month. Same time. Same time at once a month, I go get insulin. He talks about my tattoos. It's a trade-off. It's part of life.
They never talk to me. They just ask for my ID because I have a controlled substance.
Oh, see, I do too. So they do end up asking for my ID. But first he's like, oh, is that the One Ring? Is that the encryption on is that Elvish on your arm?
You should just be like, no.
Every once in a while, that's my favorite is when people are like, oh, big Lord of the Rings fan. And it's like, no.
Yeah, or they're like, you like cats?
That's the biggest one. I get asked, do you like, I bet you're a fan of cats. And it's like, no. Just hard stop to the end of that conversation. Just like, that's not true.
Supposed to promote yourself now.
Yeah, promote yourself, Reid.
So I write books and things. Here's my book. This is a book I did.
I have it.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, I've got I got sad books. This book is not on my store anymore because I had to take it down because I said that it was proceeds go to Insulin for All, and Store Envy got weird about it. So I have to figure out a better way to put it up there. But these are my newer nonfiction collections. I don't have any of my other books near me, but you can get all that on my store Envy, which is readchancellor.storeenvy.com.
That's it. You nailed it.
You can also get Melvin's posters there if you are interested in that, and the John Spencer poster will be up there as well in a couple days. But yeah, so I'm making books. And then I forgot, you asked earlier, so the new book I'm doing is about a group of teachers that have a band on the side, and they go on their first tour during summer vacation.
Oh,
And
cool.
the book is called Summer Vacation, and it's all about how touring sucks, especially when you're 40s. I'm not 40s, but in 10 years, I bet it would suck.
Oh, good. James,
But that's
put
it.
the link in. We can always
thanks,
find you, James.
James, you're on it. On it with them links.
And sometimes Kristan and Reid do shows on Kristan's channel, The Comic Slayer. Look
That's
her up on
true.
YouTube.
There's quite a backlog now, so if you want to, subscribe, I don't know, or you could go subscribe to my dad. Apparently, I don't know. Or you can subscribe to me. Do it, please.
Yeah. Subscribe to the Comic Slayer. Do it. You'll see me and her. You can see more of us fighting.
I love it.
And you can see us both at the beginning of every video do this move where we're like, hey! That's every beginning.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what quality live shows are.
That's right.
They're not live.
Right.
I know, but it's what quality.
We're just like, okay, we're going to do it.
That's better. That's smart.
Yeah.
You know how much work that is?
Oh my gosh.
I hate it.
It's not happening.
And then I take out 5 minutes of me like sneezing or coughing every episode. Every time I video anything, it's me going, cut that out. Anyway,
So we're going to have to go back to the beginning of this, cut me out. That'd be great.
No.
Oh no, you're staying in there. You couldn't stop laughing. It was great.
Well, thank you both so much for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you, chat, for being here. If you want to see me and Kristan talk about another Ito book, check us out on Sunday, live at Omnibus Collectors Network, 11 a.m. Eastern. That is the time it's going to be, even if I put it in there incorrectly when I schedule it. Trust me.
It's true.
This Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll be back next week with Jessica Ashcraft to talk about Justice League Dark. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening. We will see you all soon. Probably. I've rambled now. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.